This mix was sent in by Will. Okay, dude, the bass is way too loud. It's overpowering everything. Like, the intro, the guitar sounded okay. It was maybe a little bit harsh, but like, the bass is drowning everything out. The drums, the guitar, and the vocals all sound like they're balanced pretty well against each other, but the bass is just completely drowning everything out. You gotta turn that down a lot. It's like, it's fucking with everything.
Confident in himself, 'cause he doesn't trust nobody. What does he need?
I would have cleaned up the drum sound a little bit more, especially the toms. They sound a little bit muddy. There's just like excessive mid-range frequencies that don't need to be there in the drums right now. But still, the worst part is the bass. Like, it's really hard to even tell what else could be improved with how loud the bass is, because it's like I said, the guitar, the drums, and the vocals are pretty well balanced. You could maybe get the kick to cut through a little bit more on the top end, maybe even the snare as well, but really the bass is just way too loud. It's drowning out everything else.
Then I see a world above me, ancient cliffs, they speak to me, and when I find myself in this place, maybe then I won't feel so.
Alright, now especially in this chorus, I'm really not liking the guitar tone. You've definitely over EQ'd it. You just left a bunch of harsh high end in it, and it's like, it wasn't as bad in the intro and the verse. Like, it was still a little thin, it was still a little harsh, but it's really apparent in the chorus here. Like, it's not filling everything up. That's probably why you have the bass so loud, is because you were trying to fill back in what's missing from the guitar. Like, turn the bass down, fill the guitar back in, clean the drums up a little bit more. Mostly it's balance issues, but there's definitely some EQ problems here that you got to work on. This mix was sent in by Morgan. Alright, Morgan, you asked if it was too stylized for how simple it is. I'm actually really enjoying this. There's definitely some things that could be worked on, though. You definitely have some balance issues. I feel like the bass is probably a little bit too loud, but my biggest problem here is the drum sound. It sounds like it's programmed drums, and it sounds like you were trying to use EQ to get a specific vibe out of the drums, which you got to find the right samples for what you're going for. Because if I was recording real drums to fit this vibe, what I would be doing is damping the drums as much as I possibly could. I'm talking like throwing towels over the toms to like deaden them as much as possible. Get like a super, super tight, super dead, super like laid back drum sound, which I think is what you're trying to do with EQ to these samples. Like, no, you just need to find samples that fit the vibe. That is the biggest problem here, is just the drum sound is not working with the vibe. The bass, the guitar, and the vocals, the vibe on all of them is fucking perfect. Like, genuinely, like, yes, it sounds a little lo-fi. Like, it's not what I would consider a super high quality recording, but it has the vibe, and like I said, I'm really enjoying it. I got through like, almost a full minute before I stopped, which is impressive for any of these critiques if you've watched more than a couple of them. So like, really, that's the biggest problem here, is just the drum sound. You gotta find samples that fit the vibe you're going for better, rather than trying to manipulate other samples to fit the vibe.
Just
dude, honestly, if you turn the bass down a little bit and you get drum sounds that fit the vibe better, this is going to be perfect the way it is. Like I said, I'm genuinely enjoying it. Even though it is simple, it's even a little bit repetitive, but like it feels good. So like I'm going to sit here and I'm going to listen to the fucking rest of this right now because I am enjoying it that much. So yeah, honestly, good job. Just turn the bass down a little bit, find drum sounds that fit better, and this is going to be great.
Could you slow it down at least for now in this moment here, just for us? Oh, as we go and we get older, we both know there's no time to be wasting. There's no time like we have now. Do you ever think about the time and how
Okay, one more note. Turn these harmonies up just a little bit. They sound good where they are, but I want them to pop up just a little bit more.
it flies right by and where it goes when it does? Oh, I wish I could just slow it down at least for now in this moment here, just for us. Do you ever think about the time and how it flies right by and where it goes when it does? Oh, I wish I could just slow it down at least for now in this moment here, just for us.
Dude, seriously, good job. Let me know when this actually drops because I would genuinely just listen to this. This mix was sent in by Sam.
It's like your surname is a pause. Everything's easier for you.
All right, Sam, you asked me a couple things. You asked how to clean it up. You asked how the vocals are sitting. You asked about the guitar tone. The guitar tone's maybe a little bit thin, but honestly, for this type of song, like it works. It's kind of a Strokes-ish vibe. Like the guitar tone's fine for what it is. The vocals, I felt like in the intro, the vocals could probably come up a little bit, but when the vocals really kick in here, like that's at a good volume. Honestly, the biggest problem is that the guitar is too quiet, which is like, it's very rare that we run into that problem in these critiques. So like, you got to turn that guitar up quite a bit. I like where the drums are. I like where the vocals are, except like I said, the intro vocals could maybe come up a little bit more. But like, I like where the drums are. I like where the vocals are. Bring that guitar up a lot.
'Cause you're the queen and I'm the boss. You won't say it, but I feel it in the room. Now you're hard for me to from you.
Also, if there's bass in here, it's completely inaudible. So if there isn't bass, add bass. If there is bass, turn that up a lot as well.
If we didn't have a scripture of our history, you think I'd hate me. You hate me. I can invalidate those feelings. There's my insecurities. I wish I was doing what you're doing. Wish someone else would feel that way about me. Oh, you ran away from home and you got this fancy job. It's something I
Yeah, dude, especially when we get to this chorus, like it feels small. It should feel a lot bigger than it does here. Part of that is just the volume of the guitars and the bass. Again, if there's even bass in here, like that needs to come up a lot. You asked about how to humanize the drums. Honestly, I don't think you need to here. Like with this particular vibe, I like the way the drums sound, even though they sound a little bit electronic, but I think it works for the vibe of the song. So I like the drums. I like the vocals. The guitar sounds pretty much good, but it needs to come up quite a bit. And then if there even is bass in here, I cannot hear it at all. I need to hear the bass. But dude, you got to work on the balance, clearly, because the guitar's got to come up a lot. And especially when this chorus hits, like, that chorus should feel a lot bigger than it does. So bring the guitars up overall, but then also when the chorus hits, I would bring them up probably even a little bit more to make it feel even bigger. Maybe an extra guitar part to make it feel bigger. Maybe some more vocal harmonies. Like, that chorus should hit a lot harder and feel a lot bigger than it does right here. So, like, yeah, really, man, it's balance and it's arrangement. Like, the drums sound fine, the vocals sound fine, but the guitars are way too quiet, we can't hear the bass, and you're not making the chorus hit as hard as it should, which is mostly just an arrangement thing. This mix was sent in by Hunter.
Tell a joke about my circumstance, you have to understand. I just got laid off, we don't have any of this money. The rent is due, I can't come through for my own family. I'm fucking screwed, but do we do? It's October. We're gonna spend this week living on the street if we can't.
Okay. All right. First of all, the instrumentals are severely overcompressed, like, across the board, which is crazy with how quiet this is. Usually when people overcompress stuff this much, it's because they're using a limiter trying to get the overall volume up. So, like, if it's this compressed, how did it come out this quiet? Like, you severely overcompressed all the instrumentals. The vocals don't really sound overcompressed, but, like, vocals don't sound great either. Also, there's balance issues. The bass is way too loud compared to the drums. The drums sound fake, which, I mean, you could make it work, especially if you're using, like, you know, mostly synths and stuff for the overall arrangement. But, like, in general, there's balance issues. The bass is way too loud compared to the drums. There's not really anything else going on except for the vocals. And again, the vocals don't sound good, man.
Yeah, find something practical, I'm pulling every string that I can. It seems ridiculous, but this is our life. Spending our days under the moonlight. Word of advice, you can't deny saying goodbye. Autumn adjectives trying to find something to sell. We can't afford turning our backs on the world. Looking into details, we can make an accurate assumption. Every single minute I spend on this earth is fucking suck. That's not a way to wrap your head.
This song's kind of all over the place. Okay, you asked about the guitars. The guitars sound pretty good, but when the guitars come in, it's very apparent how ridiculously quiet the drums are. Like, your main problem, well, really, your main problem here is arrangement. Like, it's not a good arrangement. You haven't chosen the best parts. You haven't chosen layers of instruments that are super interesting and work super well together. But, like, ignoring the arrangement, because that's more on the writing and the production side, like, if we're just focusing on the mix, main thing is balance issues. But, like, also just stylistically, this is all over the place. Because at the beginning, when the vocals first came in, my first impression was Weird Al. Okay? And then when the guitars finally come in, now it's shifting to more of a pop punk thing. It's like, stylistically, this is all over the place. I think really, dude, you need to focus more on your writing and your arrangement before you even start worrying about the mix. Because until you have a good song, the mix doesn't fucking matter. So I know in these videos we're really focused on the mixing process, but the root cause of a lot of the problems we run into here are really based in the recording side of things and not in the mixing side of things. The mix is only ever going to be as good as the source recorded tracks allow them to be. If you get a better source recording, the better your mixes will be every single time. And it's for that reason that I put together my home recording cheat sheet. This is a free guide that helps you get better recordings on your own at home. I just updated it for 2025. I added a bunch of helpful diagrams, I added some bonus tips, and I made some changes to some old tips to update them for where things are now. If you want to check that out, you can find a link to it in the description below, and I really hope it's helpful for you.